Our Broncos star Pat Carrigan is standing by. Pat, a tough loss on the weekend, but how good is hosting Magic Round up in your beautiful city?
Hey guys, disappointing result from the Broncos, but it's always pretty special, mate. Queenslanders love their footy, so to see some of our fans and Queensland people get to see some of the stars in the game, it's always special. So Suncorp was rocking.
Paddy, it was a tough loss against the Panthers, and the Panthers seem to be a tough team to beat for you guys. Why is that?
I think probably just the style of footy they play, mate. They capitalise on their opportunities, and they've actually been playing pretty good footy this year, I believe, too. So it was a tough game, long periods of the ball in play, and they just managed to capitalise and play better at those key moments. So we're still working on that, and I think that showed on the weekend.
Hey Paddy, it's Gordon Tallis here. Ezra Mam's news just dropped today. Is that the right decision, bringing him back through the Q Cup?
Yeah, mate, I think so, and I think Ezra's supportive of that too. I think, obviously he served the suspension that the game handed down towards him, but for now to introduce him back through the Queensland Cup and, play footy again and start to love it as his job, I think it's a good place for him to start. So I think Madge has kind of set some guidelines about working hard and playing good quality footy, and I think it just gives Ez an opportunity to do that for South Logan. So, mate, I know he's excited to get back, and, we're excited to see him get back as well.
Pat, Paul Crawley here. When Ezra does make it back into first grade, do you see him as the ongoing 5'8", or do you think he has to fight for that spot? Because do you think Ben Hunt will end up at hooker?
I think the beauty of Doze, mate, and having to play a bit of rep footy him is he can play anywhere. So I think Ez is definitely going to have to earn his spot in the team, but we know as a 5'8" and as a young talent for us and in our game that he's more than capable of playing that number 6 jersey for us. So, I know when he plays his best footy, he can well and truly wear that number. It's just all about how the dynamic works for the team and what suits us best.
Hey, Paddy, it's Dean Ritchie, the wild man down here that we all love in Blues territory, Spencer Leniu. He will be picked in game 1 for sure. He's had a couple of run-ins with you Queenslanders in the last year or so. Will he be public enemy number 1 for Origin 1 up there at Suncorp?
Jeez, he's loved bringing Spence and my name up in the same conversation. No, mate, he's a great player. I think, what he did for them on the back of the series last year is pretty special. So I don't know about public enemy number 1, but I think his footy speaks for itself. And, Queensland out to make redemption this year. And what better way to start at Suncorp?
Pat, Paul Crawley again, mate. Can you tell us what effect and influence Madge has had on the team this year and how it's different to the way Kevy coached you?
Yeah, obviously, there's some pretty big differences between Madge and Kev. I think they've both coached at a elite level, which is special, and I've been able to learn off both. But I think there's no denying Madge is pretty intense in the way he goes about things and the intensity that he's kind of brought to our training too. So, we're pretty thorough. We're working on our approach to games and sort of thing, but probably just our intensity from week to week has probably been the biggest thing. And, it's been something that we've been working on. A lot of younger guys at our club locking in and, taking the week-to-week challenges of the NRL, and that's probably the biggest thing I've seen.
Paddy, there was a bit of chat about your and Payne Haas's minutes on the weekend. You're like, you guys, when you're out there, Brisbane go forward. What's the ideal formula for like you guys? Is it 30 minutes, a little break? Because it looked like that you run out of petrol really late in the game on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I'm not sure, mate. I kind of put those things in the hands of the coaches and, trust Madge and what he kind of sees as our best substitution policy. I think the game's so fast these days that it's getting harder and harder for forwards to play 80 minutes. But in saying that there's plenty of capable of doing it too. So, it's getting that balance between both of us probably at the moment, and things happen and change in games, which you kind of got to adapt with as well. So, I'm not too sure. I'll just leave that one up to Madge, but I know that both the quality that we're trying to produce while we're on the field is the main thing that matters.
Paddy Latrell's back, a freakish talent rather, when he wants to play football. How do you control him? How do you contain him?
Mate, I just think in general his presence and, the confidence that he brings to teams that is a part of is pretty special. So, I know he's going to be heavily involved for South, playing at fullback, and rightly so. So, we've got a massive job this weekend. I think trying to limit his opportunities. He's just a natural footy player, so he's definitely going to be in the game, but doing our best to limit his involvement's going to be a big one.
Thanks, Paddy. We appreciate you joining us. Good luck this week against the Bunnies.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
There he is. What a legend he is. Tough loss on the weekend, but he'll bounce back. He's so consistent, Carrigan.
Yeah,
we know that. Now, let's talk some Origin. With Stephen Crichton a certainty, who misses out of Tommy Turbo and Latrell Mitchell?
I think Latrell misses out. He's had a mixed season with some injuries and suspensions. I think Laurie will, I shouldn't say will, I think he will go with Stephen Crichton and Tommy Turbo as his centres. And obviously the other key is fullback. Does he go with form, James Tedesco, or does he stick solid with the incumbent who hasn't done anything wrong in Dylan Edwards?
I don't think Latrell can be left out of the conversation if he comes out and performs in the next 2 weeks. The problem has been in the weeks that he's been back prior to his suspension, he hadn't done much. Like, he was so good in Origin 2 last year, I think it was, and then he was unstoppable almost. And then his last few games, 3 games, there was basically the forward pass against the Roosters that won the game. And there wasn't much else. Like, he has to stand up and take his spot. Tom has to be in the team, but you could play him on a wing. And you've had injuries with To'o and Lomax at the moment, To'o's definitely back this week.
Lomax is back next week. I spoke to him.
One game break. He has to prove himself, doesn't he? Like, Latrell really would have to play out of his skin, I reckon, this weekend against the Broncos to put himself in that side.
It's interesting. What about with Tedesco? And everyone's talking about it. What are you guys? What's the opinion of the panel here on Teddy getting a start over Edwards, or vice versa?
I'd go Tedesco. I think if Laurie's picking on form, I think he's just about the form player of the competition, let alone fullback. It's hard on Dylan Edwards, but it was hard on Teddy last year when Edwards took his place. It's going back and forth. I think Laurie will stick solid. That's the kind of personality that Laurie is. But personally, I think Tedesco, given the form he's showing, I just don't think you can leave him out.
Oh, look, they left Dylan Edwards out for 3 years, given the form he was showing. And he was man of the match in Game 3 last year in one of the great Origins. Teddy's been phenomenal this year, and you couldn't go wrong. But the other guy deserves to hold on to that jumper. He has done nothing wrong.
I don't envy Laurie Daly. He's got some tough decisions to make heading into this New South Wales Origin series. Guys, you've been great. Thank you very much, Cruels.
Thank you.
Awesome as always. And Bulldog, you catch up with Benji on the way home? Or?
Yeah, quick beer maybe.
Candlelit dinner for
Yeah,
the two
well,
of you.
great job by you tonight too, bro.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Up next is the Players' Perspective with Cowboy stars Tom Dearden and Scott Drinkwater.